So the flight from Mulu to Kota Kinabalu has been delayed and there are no more flights tonight, meaning I'm going to miss my connection to the next destination, and the whole next week of the trip is now in jeopardy. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm at the airport waiting. Hi guys, so I am supposed to be taking my second flight with mass wings today from Mulu to Kota Kinabalu, where I have one night connection and then a really early flight in the morning over to somewhere else in Borneo. I received an email this morning from Mass Wings. All it said was flight delay. It didn't say how long for or why. So I contacted Mass Wings over the phone and they said, oh, it's a weekend, but didn't give any explanation as to the delay. And when I asked them, they said, oh, it's just, it happens, and then put the phone down on me. I have gone online to find out what's happening. The delay started off as 35 minutes. Currently it is now standing at 3 hours and 5 minute delay, meaning my flight at this point won't depart from Mulu until 3:55 p.m. I need to check out of the Marriott resort at 12. I went to the front desk to ask them if I could have a late checkout because of the delay, and they said, well, you can stay in the room till 1, but then we don't know. If I miss this flight or this flight doesn't go, there are no other flights from Mulu today. I need to get to Kota Kinabalu today. I don't care how late it is as long as I get there, because I cannot miss the flight tomorrow morning, because that will mess up the next 7 days, the final 7 days in Borneo, where there's a lot of tight connections and contingencies cannot be put in place because of the remoteness of some of the places I'm going to. So I hope my flight runs today. If not, then I might literally be stuck in the middle of rural Malaysia with no accommodation, because this resort is full tonight, and there's no other big accommodation providers nearby, and to make things worse, today is Friday the 13th, so maybe the bad luck has struck. But let's see what happens. Let's see if I get out of Mulu today, and if not, what happens. Stay tuned. So situation update. I've spent the past 5 hours searching Skyscan and Momondo, Orbitz, Google Flights, everything I can find, and it doesn't look like I'll now be going to the jungle as planned, and I'm probably going to have to cut this trip short. The problem is that the prices are sky high to get back to either the Middle East or to Europe, where I could then connect back to the UK. So what I've done is I've got 2 nights in Kota Kinabalu from tomorrow, if the flight from Mulu actually leaves this time, because the aircraft, an ATR-72, still hasn't been able to land in Mulu from Kuching because of the bats. So I'm not quite sure if the flight will even take off tomorrow. If it doesn't, then I am in trouble, because I need to get somewhere. Even if I can only get to Kuala Lumpur or Singapore or Bangkok, I can then figure out how to get back to Europe from there. But at the minute, I am in the middle of nowhere, Borneo, with 4 flights a day that don't really connect to anywhere. They just go to badly connected towns and cities and villages. So I am feeling stressed, and this is not an ideal situation to be in. Halfway through a trip, my flight back from the jungle via Kuala Lumpur and Doha is supposed to be in 7 days' time. If I could get to Kuala Lumpur, then I could spend a few days there instead, but the flights are probably £300 at the minute from Kota Kinabalu to Kuala Lumpur with low-cost airlines. Malaysia Airlines are quoting £1,000 200, which is ridiculous for a 3-hour flight, less than 3 hours. So I am going to have to keep searching for the rest of tonight and hope I find something. Otherwise I am stuck in Kota Kinabalu with few hotel options because it's the Malaysian school holidays. So I will keep doing that, keep watching and find out what happens over the next couple of days. Everyone needs to stay connected, whether you're here in the jungles of Borneo or here in the middle of the desert, or here in the middle of a city, or on a remote island in the South Pacific. Maya Mobile can keep you connected with lots of different SIMs to choose from countries around the world, reasonable prices to suit every budget, and helpful and friendly customer services. Maya Mobile can keep you connected wherever you are in the world. So click the link in my description below. It doesn't cost you any extra, but Maya Mobile can make sure you're connected wherever you are, whenever you travel, and whatever you're doing. So check out Maya Mobile. Now back to the video. So update on the delay from Mulu to Kota Kinabalu. The flight has been cancelled and there are no more flights today, apparently because of the bats that fly from Mulu caves, and planes can't land because of bats. So after spending an hour at the airport trying to get the staff from MassWings to actually do anything, they've put me on the flight tomorrow at 12:40, which means I will miss my flight to the next destination. And I had a hotel in Sandakan tonight as well. I had a hotel in Kota Kinabalu tonight as well, which I've now lost the money from. I'm frantically trying to work out what I do when I get to Kota Kinabalu tomorrow, assuming that flight runs. The flight prices are ridiculous at this short notice, and the hotels are next to non-existent too in Kota Kinabalu because it's the school holidays here in Malaysia. So I am thinking I might have to cut my trip short, figure out how to get back to Kuala Lumpur, and then work out how I get back to the UK from there, which is not great, because the whole point of this trip was to spend the next week deep in the rainforests in Sabah, but I don't think that's now going to happen. So yeah, I need to work out what to do, and I will keep you updated in this video with what happens, so make sure you keep watching. So it's the morning after the flight cancellation, and the situation update from the Marriott resort. There's no power. The power's gone out across the whole of Mulu apparently, including the airport. My flight is in 2 hours time, so I don't know what's happening. I need to get out of Mulu today to salvage the rest of this trip, otherwise I am stuck in rural Malaysia with no way out, and I need to get somewhere. I can't stay here forever, but at the minute there's no power, no air conditioning, no lights, a trickle of water that's coming from the tanks, but the toilet doesn't flush, the shower doesn't work, so not great in a 5-star hotel. I thought there would have been a backup generator, but I don't think that is a thing either. So I need to get to the airport. I'm packed and ready to go. I just need the flight to arrive so that it can leave with me on it. But let's see what happens. I really don't want to stay another night here. If that happens, then I've lost another night of accommodation in Kota Kinabalu, which I had to arrange at 2 AM last night for today, and the prices have gone sky high because it's same day reservation. And if I can get back to Kota Kinabalu, I might just have to try and get back to Kuala Lumpur and then see if I can get back to Europe from there on whatever flight going, even if it's a Chinese carrier. But I will see if I can get out of here. So again, stay tuned and let's see what happens next. So I am at Mulu Airport, hoping the flight turns up, but the power's gone off again, and there's a backlog of people waiting to get through immigration. So I think this was the same issue we had yesterday when the power went out and the flights couldn't take off. So I have an hour to wait and see if my flight turns up and actually does take off. If not, I'm stuck in Mulu again for another night because the bats come out soon and they can't fly when the bats are out. So let's see what happens.
duduk dan di pintu-pintu kecemasan. Berhati-hati kecederaan. Merokok termasuk penggunaan rokok elektronik adalah dilarang sama sekali.
Kami go besito Portico.
Kota Kinabalu International Airport.
So I have landed into Kota Kinabalu Airport, but I am so confused. There are two arrival sections and no clear direction as to what they mean. I'm assuming I've arrived from Sarawak and I need to go through immigration, but most people off the flight have gone a different way, so I don't quite know where I'm supposed to be going here. I'll just walk towards one of the exits and see if they'll let me out. I just don't want to get stuck here as well if I go through the wrong one. So it seems like I went through the right arrivals passport check and got a stamp saying I'd arrived into Sabah today. Now I need to try and get a grab into the city and see if my hotel that I booked at 2 AM last night has got my reservation. So I've just arrived at the Oceania Hotel in Kota Kinabalu. It's, well, sure, it's fine for what I'm hoping is just one night. I've reserved it for 2 just in case. It's a bit worse for wear, there's paint coming off. I've got a nice view of a dirty river and a building site, I think. But I'm hoping it's just for one night. I'm going to spend today trying to work out how I get out of here, whether that is cancelling my trip entirely and trying to get back to Europe somehow, or trying to get to the jungle a different way. So make sure you subscribe and you will get notified when I've made the decision on what to do. I could end up with some weird and wonderful airline that nobody's ever flown with before, or I could end up still here for an extra night, who knows. Make sure you subscribe, like this video too, leave a comment, let everyone know about this channel, and until next time, it's goodbye from Kota Kinabalu. Thanks everyone.